Welcome back to Aether. So today we're having Mari-san again and our special guest, Mari-san from Jikiden Reiki with Mari.com. Yes. It's confusing. .ca.com and .org.
I don't want it's confusing though. We're .ca. Straightforward.
Anyway, thank you very much for joining us again.
Thank you for having me again.
And we are Paul and Satomi from sakatsuso.ca. And today, continue from last week, we are talking about the big topic. And last week, we were talking about dealing with own death and death as a advisor that makes our life more meaningful and we can live fully.
Yeah, like last week we talked about how it was like if we can consider the fact that we could die anytime, this could be our last act. We want to make it a good one. We want to make this our best moment, right? And then that's how people remember us. That's how we get the most out of our lives, right? All that stuff. So that was last week. Yeah.
And that's why we are doing this, this topic, big topic that everybody seems to avoid talking about death.
Yeah.
And what if this is our last day? We want to talk about this.
Yeah.
I don't know that. But this is something like this is important message, and I feel importance of it, and everybody. We want everybody to know this is nothing to be scared, right? And that would be our message, and I would want to deliver this message.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, some people could think of that subject, just that one word, right? Death is, and think of it being morbid or something to be afraid of. We're turning it around and turning that around completely and saying, actually, we can use the fact that it's going to happen sometime. We don't know when. We don't have to worry about when it's going to happen. It could be, in 5 minutes. It could be next week. So let's make this week count, right? Let's make the most. Let's get the most out of it, and then also. And this week we're switching it over to relationships, right? And how the fact that we're going at some point, our life does end, right? And it could be any time. We want the relationships we have with other people to be the most that they can be, right? We want to be able to enjoy our time with the people that are important in our lives, right?
Yeah. So this. It's really like we have experienced many experience of the death, so we learn so much from the past, and we can be casual about it. And so hopefully, and then last time I remember that we need to embrace life and death equally, so then we can live fully, and that helps to live in the moment, not live in the past or not live in the future, but live in the moment. So so that was a really good topic to talk last time, and it would be exciting to continue to talk about it. Hopefully that this casual conversation brings the inspiration for other people. It's not like teaching other people or that people believe the way that we believe, but just having casual conversation over the death, which is really taboo topic often, will bring some light to the other people, hopefully.
Yeah. Like it doesn't lots of people think that it's how can I say it's offensive or rude to talk about other people's death, right? And then cause it could hurt someone talking about death, but
because some people are still in grieving or something, right? You have to be considerate of that.
But still, people are grieving because they don't know how to face it, right? We're just sharing the way how we are being facing the death, and then how that brought us here, kind of thing, right? And then hoping this talk would help anyone, even one person or two. And then it goes, hey, oh, maybe, right? Then this show is worth it, right?
I just want to point out one thing that you said. You said that if they're in grieving, they haven't been able to deal with it properly. That's if they've been grieving for a long period. There's a natural. I know that you already know that there's a natural and appropriate phase of and period of grieving to go through. But
Yeah.
that's part of the healing. And once you've completed that healing, then you're able to talk about it more openly and more in a more healthy, balanced, go forward kind of way.
Yeah, we're not saying like that you shouldn't be sad or you shouldn't be grieving, anything like that. That's good. That's okay, right? It's just and then after that, there's a way to bring that all the experience into your life, and so you can move forward and live your life fully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start with Marison. You want to share experience, how you dealt with the death of others, and how those things helped you being you.
Yes, yeah. So there's many things that I can talk about, but the very first memory I have to dealt with the death is my great grandmother, and who I was maybe grade 6 or 7, around that age, and when Japanese people died, they usually have a viewing and a funeral at home. So grandmother's body came back from hospital, and then they have to put a certain outfit for the viewing and a funeral. And I was the one that put the outfit for the great grandmother. So touching the dead body, and then the stiff body, and then trying to put the kimono on the body. It was pretty a shocking experience as a young person. So that's something. But looking back, it really helps to come to the conclusion, okay, body's not working. But after that, the Japanese culture, we go through the ceremony and then go through the memories and then remember the smiles and things like that. So it comes with a whole package, dealing, like, involved with the death and dying process, and after death, and then involved in a ritual helps to come to the conclusion. So that's one thing. But the most impactful death that I dealt with was with my mom's death, which was died of suicide, and it's because of that. It's another taboo. Not forget about the death, but another taboo is that death by suicide is not being taught. So again, last time it was in a caption that I talk about it on the TEDx in Chilliwack. But so through that experience, because of the taboo topic, that after my mom's death, we didn't talk about her for a long time. And every time when we did the rituals and anniversary, memorial anniversary and things like that, we get together, but we avoid talk about my mom because it's a sad ending. So many years we didn't talk about it. And then as a daughter who were really close to the mother, we get together with friends and with, relatives. We avoid talking about her, and it was really sad for me that maybe they're trying to forget her, or it's too sad for them. And it was sad for me too, not being able to talk about my mother. And eventually my heart was feeling that, okay, this has to stop. We have to talk about my mom. Otherwise, how can she go? How can she go? How can she go home to the proper place? Maybe they might call heaven or spiritual place or spiritual home or cross the gate, whatever you talk. But if we don't talk about her, then she stays sad. That's what I felt. So one time at the 17th memorial anniversary, I decided to make a commemorative video of her, so collection of her smiles. So put it together from young age to just before she died. And then I put it together in 3 minutes video and then put it in my iPhone, and I bought the portable projector and bring it to the 17th memorial anniversary. So I went back to Japan. So at the end, or I can't exactly remember, but I asked towards the end of the memorial gathering, I asked them to, can you come to the dark room so then I have something to show you. So that's what I did, and then I set up the projector and a video, and the relatives came together in the small room, and I started to play that 3 minutes video. And at the beginning, they didn't know what's happening, so they're just watching out of nowhere, and okay, what was it? And so, but halfway through, they started to get the message. Okay, this is a collection of my mom's or their siblings, their sisters. Video, that collection of the smiles, and then by the time they realized the video finished, so at the end they said, can we watch it again? So I said, of course. So I played again, so they were able to watch the full 3 minutes video of the collection of my mom's smile. And then I could hear that they're crying and sniffling, and then tear comes out. And at the end of the video, they said, that was a beautiful video, and then I would like to have the copy of it. So I thought, okay, my mission is accomplished. Now they can remember my mom's smile. So what happened with that is that another thing was happening through the 17 years is that because my mom took her life at home, which was a gathering house with a relative. My mom was a cook, and then people gather, and then at the summertime and in New Year's, relatives gather together in that house. She took her life. So because of that, the house became empty. I moved out and the house was on sale, but because of as a trouble house, real estate couldn't sell the house, and it was stay empty for 17 years. But what happened is that after we watched the video and talk about my mom's memory, in 2 months the house was sold. And I really believe and feel that my mom was waiting at that house, that why people are not coming and why people are not talking. And if I stay in that house, people might gather again. So she was protecting the house. And as soon as we started to talk about the memory, she thought, okay, I don't have to stay in that house. I'll make it empty. And then other people bought the house. So that's one of the small, many stories that I felt the presence of after death. But that kind of feeling helps me to get over the deep grieving.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's telling you that she was there, and then as soon as everybody is opened, and now they could talk about your mom, and they accepted her death, right? And then your mom's happy, okay, and then they're back to normal, right?
That's
Like
right. Yeah.
avoiding, they faced it and they accept my death,
Mm-hmm.
and they're happy, so I can go, right?
Yeah. They came to the peace.
Yeah.
It's like that today's title. Yeah.
So yeah, it's not we're not saying it's easy, right? Have a very hard time accepting other people's death, and especially your loved one that they were close to you, of course. And but grieving for a long time is not what they want us to do, right? And they want us to be happy and just live our life fully. That is what they want. and I do feel that too. Yeah, so instead of just being sad and looking back the past, we want to switch and just live every day, and then the person who passed, they're happy, and then they're not worrying about you, right? Okay, those family I left behind, they're happy and they're good, so I can move on.
Go. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's very very important. It's hard to know that fact
Yeah.
sometimes, but just me, like, I don't know, I cannot tell so many stories of my experience between me and my family who passed away, and because I lost my family members when I was young, very young, so just I cannot tell. Probably I've been feeling them all the time, but that's my normal, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Tell, but my experience, like why I know there's life after death, is since I started this mediumship. It's like I cannot just I cannot deny it, right? It's not like I believe, right? It's not that I believe in.
This is before or after? Sorry.
Yeah, it's once I started doing
Once you started doing the
mediumship,
mediumship. Yeah. Okay.
it's like it's right there. You see it.
Yeah.
Like do I believe I living with Paul? Like, what do you mean I believe in?
It is what it is.
Happening here, right? It's same thing. Like if I see
You can't miss the funk. The funk is just so you can't deny that.
Yeah, it's like I see them. I see those people that I never met, and I describe like Paul's parents. I've never met, and you never really talked about your parents, so I didn't know them. And one day they showed up. Right? I think your dad's here. Right? And then I describe how he looked like and how he talks and what kind of personality he has, and like yeah, that's my dad. Right?
Oh yeah, it's very clear.
Right?
Yeah.
And then so I see him, right? And then it's just everything matches, and then okay, that is him, right? And then and his mom showed up too, and then I described what she's saying, what she's like, and then it matches what he remembers as she was, and then okay, right? And then that's two, and other people, and then I see so many, and then it's like it's not like it's not possible not to how can I say it's
Not to acknowledge
Yeah.
the reality of
Yeah,
it. That it's right there.
it's right there.
It's right
so
there.
it's not like I believe or
Yeah.
I don't believe. It's just
Yeah.
right there. Then it's right there,
Mhm.
right? So I know it, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah.
people like yourself, like has a gift of connecting with the people who's passed away, and then, but ordinary people like me, I don't have the gift of connecting with the medium or the hearing the voice or things like that. But still, they communicate in a different form, right? Like we are so used to having the body and so used to communicate by the voice, but they means that the people passed away. They're trying to communicate with us, whatever it takes, and it's not always the language. right?
Mhm.
So, for example, continue with my mom's situation. That years later, I got over that grief, and I did the TED talk. That was a really key point for me to turn from the grieving to the blessing. But so when I started to do that TED talk, that is you have to practice before you do the speech on the stage. So when I wrote down the scripts, and then I tried to memorize all the scripts, even though it's my story, you have to present well. So I started to practice. So the first night I started to practice, of course, the emotions start to stir up because you're reading what happened. It was traumatized deeply, and reading the scripts. So it was really emotionally stirred. And that night I couldn't go to sleep. And then I was just turning and tossing and turning, and oh yeah, that happened, and that was scary, and I was really traumatized. Oh, I came so far, and my mind was wired up. And in the middle of the night, what happened is that my child's music box started to make play the music without no one touching. It just started to play the music, and that music was the Brahms lullaby. So babies songs, right? That song. So that means right away I knew that okay, mom's telling me it's okay, go to bed, right? So that's it's if you're open to that kind of interpretation or translation from their language to our language, my thought, then there's a message everywhere, and then you experience more and more, then I'm pretty sure people start to feel, okay, death is not the end. There's things happening after the death, and they're trying to connect with us. And if you're open to it, then we can make a conversation in a different form. Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people who passed, and then like lots of people died from the illness, right? And then they in pain, and then they end life. But when they cross, they are in a they aren't in a physical body anymore. They don't have pain, right? They no suffering, and it's just love. It's so much love, unlimited love. It's amazing to connect to the other side. It's just, yeah, oh my God, it's just, I love doing mediumship because like every time I connect, it's just, I just being a delivery person. It's like I'm a mailman and just delivering the message.
Yeah.
The letter is, I can feel it's full of love, right?
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful that I can be in between person. It's such a great experience for both sides, right? The one who's still here and the one from the other side. They just get connected and feel loved again, and it's just amazing. And yeah, so it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to connect. And
So it's that's a really important point because a lot of people are afraid, ghosts or something like that, right? Or there's so many scary movies in Hollywood, which are really dumb, as far as I'm concerned. Right? I just find them to be the whole premise to be really dumb because my own direct experience with those who have crossed over, because I have had them, those experiences has always been so beautiful and peaceful, right? And there's always been a loving message, just like you're saying, that comes across, right? So, can you explain in any way, because of your very clear connection to those who have crossed over, and you're so easily able to receive what it's like, that kind of thing. Can you help people understand why you've come to the conclusion that it's not the scary thing, that it's something that's something that's beautiful? You kind of touched on it in
Yeah.
what you just said, but
Okay.
specifically, what makes it? Why do you say it's beautiful instead of you just saying it? Is there anything that you can say to make it?
Okay, I'll
more
try. I
meaningful
don't
to
know
people?
this no one specific event, but I used to be scared of ghosts, and I used to. Did I mention that I used to avoid psychic people? I don't know.
In a previous episode, you said
So
it's perfectly fine to repeat because it's so
I-
funny. Actually, you were like, no psychic
don't-
stuff.
I
No,
really avoided. I can say I was scared. I was scared to go in there.
but you were
and
scared not because. But why were you scared? That's important to say
I think
because I think I know.
it's not clear, but I think just looking back, I think I was scared to go in there and start feeling I everything again. Like I had this ability to connect since I was a kid, and I'm pretty sure when my mom died, I shut everything down
Mhm.
because it's too
When you were
painful.
5 years
Yeah,
old.
when I was
Yeah,
5,
yeah.
it's too painful to remember, too painful to feel. So shut everything down, right? No more, no more feeling, and no more seeing and anything. And I went there stayed there for a long time, and every time I see, I know I never went to see psychic or anything, but I see some people, and I just no, I don't want to go there. No, thank you, no, thank you. Right, I was avoiding as much as I can, and I felt scared because I didn't know what I would receive. I guess, right? I didn't know what I would feel. I would feel sad and very sad and start crying, and I would never be able to come out, right? So that kind of thing
Mhm.
probably made me stay away. And then, so for, I don't know, 30, 40 years, just I stayed
You
away.
just shut it. You consciously at some point there, but although you're not aware of exactly what time when it happened exactly, it feels right that you shut it down
Mhm.
on purpose
Yeah,
when your mom died.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's my guess because I don't remember doing it, right?
Well, because it was so traumatic
Yeah,
for you.
Yeah, and I don't remember. I have no memory. I think I mentioned I have no memory of my mom, not just my mom. No memory up to 5, 6, right? Nothing.
Yeah, because you
And
blanked it all out.
yeah,
Because you were
everything.
traumatized.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
erased everything, right?
Mhm.
And so I don't remember what I did, but that's my guess that I shut everything down.
Mhm.
And then years passed, and then Paul came into my life, and he's all spiritual and spiritual this and spiritual that, and then loves psychic, and then okay, I was listening and listening, and all of a sudden, boom! Like my door,
It was
that
too
tight,
much.
tight shut
I
door,
kept
and
wiggling the
so
door.
many locks and hook, and it just got broken open, and boom, and then I'm like, what's going on here? What I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, what I'm
Yeah.
feeling, right?
Yeah.
And then that
It's
was
not like I had any idea that was going to happen. I just always been interested in the subject,
Yeah.
right? And it has shaped my life. It's important to me, and I've worked with it to a certain degree over my life. And then you somehow absorbed that influence.
Mhm.
It was enough. There was nothing. There was no intention for you to open up. It just happened.
Yeah, it
right?
just happened.
And then you did.
Yeah,
And-
and then I was really, really down and in pain, just didn't know how to deal with all those things that I'm receiving
Mhm.
and overwhelming for a long time. I was like pretty much you can call I was depressed, right?
And I think you intuitively knew that it was going to be something like that it was going to be hard because you were overwhelmed, right? And it was really hard to go through that. And that's why when you were young, you shut it down because you were receiving your mom, the loss of your mom, and there was also all this, right? So it was too much. You shut it down. And so then that's why you were scared and kind of like, no, psychic stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then,
So,
but then when it happened and you've been able to work with it.
Yeah. Well, once like at the beginning, I couldn't work with it, deal with it, right? But then time passed, and then I got help from mentor Christine, and I start to learn how to work with it, and then I start doing reading session, and then like a mediumship is one of them, right? Other readings I do too, but mediumship is one of them. It's just I don't know. It's beautiful, and I really just keep receiving love. That's how I don't know how to explain, but I wasn't expecting that kind of thing. But one client asked me this question. Maybe that can help answer the question of yours. Like I don't like scary movies and scary scenes.
That's what he said, or what
No,
you feel? Yeah, okay.
I don't like it,
Yeah.
and he understands, right?
Okay.
And then I was explaining, and in the reading, sometimes I see some scary death from their past life, right? Some clients got burned to death, right? And other people drowned to death, kind of thing. And then this client, so you see that scene, right? And asking me, yeah, and then you're not scary, right? And actually not like a movie. If I see the same scene in a movie, I would be so scary and I wouldn't be able to watch. But this one is different. And then I didn't know till he asked me, and then I started thinking, yeah, it's a good point. Why it's different? And then when I thought, okay, because this message I'm receiving, I'm seeing that we are receiving a message because there is some very meaningful message. And there's a unlimited love behind the message, right? You see this, and this is what happened to you in the past life, but you can let go. You are okay, and you can move on. You don't have to stay in this pain. And then the higher self and other spirits is telling us, right? And with so much love, and so pretty scary scene. I can take it, right, and I can deliver it because it's just I'm getting so hot because I just by talking I'm receiving love with all the spirits. Yeah. But it's that's the truth. It's like it's only the love that they send us, right? Lots of different ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes tough love, but still, hey, what are you doing? When I'm connecting to my spirit guides, and then when I'm not doing well, right? And then sometimes they're very supportive, very loving, and sometimes, hey, Satomi, what are you doing? Wake up, right? Smarten up, kind of thing. But still, that tough words behind that, there's so much love. Yeah, it's just, yeah. So that's what I mean, and I don't know. That's explaining.
No, well, I mean, you can't provide like, a scientific study evidence for the audience, but I think your account is very is very meaningful for people, right? That's what it's like, and It's not like the movies, right? It's not like that at all. There's something about our experience here in in the world, and on the other side, there's something about that experience that is somehow fundamentally based on love. Even though we experience pain while we're here on Earth, all kinds of different pain or suffering, it's not like that on the other side. It's not like a. I'll just put it this way: the other side is the kind of heavenly kind of thing. It's not the other one.
When I was younger, I had some scary experience that something shows up in a bedside. So it's always scary to me that it was just like the movie, that it was like a samurai or warrior, Japanese warrior covered with the blood and hold the sword and show up my bedside, or lady with a white gown with a long hair and came and they say, help me. It really like that. And it was so scary as a child, and I didn't want to see it anymore. So I was praying to the sky and, please, Buddha and Jesus and whoever out there, please do not let me see it anymore. So I was praying over and over, and then it stopped eventually. So just like Satomi-san, I probably blocked off purposely, and it never came back. I wish I kept it now, but it never came back. But to me, like for you, Satomi-san, was you talking about that something after death and communicating with the people who don't have a body. But to me, what's important and it makes it beautiful is that as a Reiki practitioner, and as I used to be pre-pandemic, I was the active volunteer at the hospice, and I go there, show up at the hospice, and place my hands on the people who has maybe 2 days left, or 24 hours left, or maybe 5 days or 20 days. You don't know who's dying when. But I just place my hands on their body, and if they're communicatable, I just say, I'm here to do Reiki, and it's really peaceful and relaxing. And then by having the hands on, we talk about the death, because I'm not afraid to talk about the death, and they're facing the death. Usually they really want to talk about the death. Okay, what's going to happen? What do you think about the death? And I can't talk with my friends, but you're a completely stranger. Maybe I can talk with you. So by having the hands on their body, I talk about the death and what's the possibility, and I'm not scared of the death. So I don't want you to scared of the death too. And it seems like a beautiful place, and it's never ends. Life never ends. So that brings the peace. And then, and so that's the people who can communicate, but who can't communicate actively in labor of death. Is I'm just looking at the chest going up and down, up and down. There's breath is really slow towards the end, and then looking at the chest, and I was like, okay, is this the last one? No, it's not the last one. Is it the last one? No, it's not the last one. And that makes me appreciate how beautiful to be able to freely breathe and not think about, okay, is it the last one or not? And that brings the beauty. So I see the death process as beautiful as the childbirth. Childbirth is the birth of the body, but the death is the birth of the soul. And if people can see that way, death becomes really beautiful, in my opinion. And in transition time from the physical world to the spiritual world or soul world is, to me, it's really, really important. So if I can hear from that person that I'm ready, or I accept whatever comes, that brings me peace, that okay, they can go in a peace. And then what I can do is that I can pass that message to the family who left behind. Your family was saying that he can accept, or he's not afraid, and that brings the peace to that family. So there, in a way, that I'm being a medium with the physical body, and Satomi-san is being a medium between the non-physical and physical, right? So I think, yeah, yeah, I just wanted to share that part of it, how I see the beauty in the death process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is beautiful. Like how can I say? Like lots of times since I was a kid, um, when somebody is passing or close to passing, and then they're in bed, and people are sad and that they're going to lose that person. But lots of times I felt awkward being there because I didn't feel sad.
Mm.
And when I was a kid, I didn't know, like, I thought I was missing some emotion, that sad part that everybody else has, and I don't. Am I missing something? And uh, what's wrong? Am I mentally weird and wrong? And what's going on? Like, I cause and I wasn't feeling sad, and then I couldn't figure out why am I such a cold person that I don't feel that sadness, right? But now I know, cause I can feel the peace that when they're leaving, and I knew that they're gonna be in a beautiful place, peaceful, loving place, right? So I was able to receive that, so it didn't make me sad, right? It was just, that's good, right?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
was peacefully able to send those people away, but I didn't know back then. So I'm grateful that I can feel that way. Lots of people having trouble, and I'm not saying it's wrong. It's okay. I feel sad, of course, losing someone, but at the same time, I do feel peace too, right? Yeah, it's
I'm an emotional person. Every death, somebody's death, or movie at the death scene, I'm just crying.
yeah. I actually do that too. Like when I go to funeral, I'm crying more than anybody else. It's
Mm,
it's I don't know. It's different from when it's. I think it's an empathic thing, right?
yeah, yeah.
Even I don't know that person, right?
Mhm.
I went to funeral. Paul's what great aunt or
Mari
got, yeah. So like I've never met her. That's right. And I went there with him, and I'm I, I have no idea why I'm crying, but I'm crying, right? And then to me, it's an empath thing. And if it's a small room and then less people and just few people there and then me, then I wouldn't feel that
Mhm.
strong emotion. It's more peaceful.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's yeah, but so yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah,
But,
if you know a person who cries a lot, they might be an empath. I'm in the cry like you cry.
it's like you receiving other people's sadness too,
Mhm.
right? And
Yeah.
yeah, when I go to wedding, I'm crying. Doesn't
Mhm.
matter what wedding it is, I'm
Yeah,
crying.
yeah.
It's just and
When
it's
it's really your own grieving, like my mom died, and other important people died, the grieving is so painful that losing somebody so loving so much is so painful that at the a young, maybe in mid 20s, I wanted to be the first one to go because I didn't want to feel that pain anymore, and losing the family or losing the friends, and so painful that I didn't want to feel it anymore. So I decided I'm the first one to go, and everybody can feel that, and I could go. And that was for longest time, even though I had the assigned to have the family, I decided, okay, I don't want to go to my child's funeral, so I'm the one that going first. And then no, not the friends. I don't want to go to any of the friends. They're coming to my funeral. So that was my plan. But the more I, shed off the healing, and the more I go through, I felt like, okay, I have to be the last one to go. So then I can send everybody to in the right place. Yeah. So I don't know. Can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
you.
Yeah. Oh.
I was I was talking to Mari-san, and I was
The opposite, right?
because of the same reason, right? Same reason. I went through so many deaths. I sent out so many people, and I received pain. It was painful and it was hard, but because it's so hard, I don't want other people to experience.
When you were young.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to
As a
experience.
child.
I've already experienced enough. I know I can take it, so I'll take it. I'll be the last one. You guys go. You don't have to go through those pain. I'll deal with it, and that was my.
To be a mature child. I just got mature lately. I'm okay to be the last one now.
And also, it's painful for me to see other people in pain, right? I don't want to see other people in pain. So, yeah, it's sometimes it's more painful than your own pain, right? So I'll take the pain, so I don't have to see other people in pain, kind of thing. Yeah, but and also I accepted death as happening, right? And it's part of the nature, and you don't have to be afraid.
I grew up seeing my mom grieving her husband. My father died in a young age, so I grew up seeing my mother grieving and being a widow. And she was always saying that Papa, like she called him Papa, and Papa is so much. He's gone. He doesn't have any pain, any emotional pain, and he's much easier place. And I have to live with this pain. This is much difficult, and I wish I was the one that gone, and then he's the one leave behind with the 3 kids and then raising the 3 kids. So I was hearing that over and over that death is easier than living. So I was trying to find the easier path, but I guess universe or whoever teaching me, guiding me, is not putting me in that place yet. But this might help for the people who's going through, like a young child is losing the parents, and you're the partner, and seeing the young child is going through the grieving and in and out from the grieving and then being well. But how my mom taught me when my father died is that because I didn't understand where he went. I was only 4 years old and I didn't understand the concept of the death, but he's gone. But my mom wants us to believe that he's with us in a different form. So she taught us that Daddy became a moon. That was her theory, and I totally believed it. So I look at the sky, and there's a moon, and the moon's looking at me. I totally believe that the moon is looking at me, and then so the moon start from the crescent, and it starts to swell and become a full moon. And then my mom will tell me that, okay, Daddy's becoming eating too much. You have to tell him that don't eat too much, and he's becoming fat. So I tell the moon that, Daddy, you're eating too much. And then the words get there because full moon, after that full moon is starting to become crescent, right? So oh yeah, Daddy's doing the diet and he's sleeping. So that, and also sometimes you can see the moon in a bright daylight. When I'm playing in the park or playing in the school, the moon's out there in a bright daylight. And then I thought, okay, Daddy, are you today's day off for you? And so that was a communication. So he took a day off to me, for him to be able to look out for me. And when you drive on a highway or a long road, moon's always following. Like it looks like moon's following. You're going for the long way. And then I thought, okay, he's always with me. And so that's how I grew up. So he's still with me, watching out for me from the sky. So as a child, it was looking back, it was a comforting, and I didn't feel like I lose somebody. I gained somebody who's with me forever. So that's maybe for the parents who lost their partner and who's dealing with a young child's grieving, that might be one of the things that they can sort of trick their mind.
Yeah. I was told my mom became a star.
Yeah. Star. Yeah.
Same thing, right? But yeah, it's good to. It's not like a line to them. It's just giving some visible thing.
Right.
Connect, right? So I think that's great idea. Yeah, and I can share one more thing to know that we are connected. I share this one with lots of people, and I was doing that before when I have doubt, because lots of people have doubt, right? Are you sure?
That's normal.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's
I think
normal because
everybody
it's
feels that way.
not visible. It's not like it's not physical thing, right? Are you sure?
There's people out there saying, no, it's not real.
Yeah.
Right? And so you're like, right?
Yeah.
I have this feeling, I have this impression, I have this experience. Is it real?
Yeah.
Right?
When you doubt,
Yeah.
and you can do this. This is something that I learned from other psychic. You ask for something. You ask them, your spirits or the who passed, right? Ask them to show you something. Like, and one time I asked my spirit to show me a whiteboard.
The sign, show you a sign.
Show me the sign. If you can hear me, show me the sign, right? Kind of selfish way, but that's that it helps you, and it helped me. And I asked for a whiteboard, right? And then we don't have whiteboard around here, so it's a little bit hard to see whiteboard, but it's not impossible, right? If you can hear me, show me whiteboard, right? Just so I know we are connected. And then that day, after I asked,
just want to clarify, that's what you want to ask for, right? Is something that's
something. It's not like
not completely impossible.
Yeah.
But not something that you see every day anyway, right? So you want something hard, not impossible.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I asked for whiteboard, and then that day I went to pick up one of the kids, like maybe 45 minutes drive or something, and I was driving in the countryside, and then I saw not so many houses. It's a farmland, and not so many houses. And then while I was driving, there's no cars, no people, just me. And then farther down, I see something on the street, and what's that? And then I'm driving up close, and there are peacocks.
Peacocks.
Peacocks here? Like, I've never seen peacocks here living.
Once in a blue moon, you'll see one. Like usually, it's just at the zoo, right?
Any peacocks in Canada.
Like 20 years, I'll see one at somebody's farm or something. Maybe that.
But anyway, so those two peacocks, male and female, taking a walk. Totally nobody around, just on the street, just walking, right? And
out for a stroll.
yeah, and oh God, peacock, beautiful peacock. And I drove by slowly so I don't scare them. And then I was just thinking, I wish these are here when after I pick up my kids.
They were walking
and
right on the road.
Yeah, right on the road.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then there's nobody around, right? And then the house is maybe way down there. There's a house kind of thing.
And this is like a public road.
Yeah, public road. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking that my boy could see them. That would be great, right? I was thinking that and slowly driving past, and then 10 seconds later, after I passed, and wait, that's a white bird. The female is white bird, huge, beautiful white bird.
Pure white.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, that's what I asked for. The peacock, and it's
Hello.
oh my God, and then thank you very much, thank you. Okay, I let go of my doubt.
They're probably on the side, like, "Oh, if she can't notice this, what are we gonna have to do?"
So that is something that you can do, and lots of my clients and friends, they try that and they were like, oh my God, right? I received a sign, right? Sometimes it takes, this one was like right away, but sometimes it takes a few days. So just be patient and wait for a few days. And sometimes when you're busy, especially your mind is busy, they might be showing signs, sending signs, and you might be missing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, we have to be open.
down and be open, right? But
Yeah.
so that really helped, and
Yeah, one of my friend who lost her son, and she likes to walk along the riverside and to look for the agate, the rocks. And so she was asking, okay, if you are with me, please give me the sign by showing the heart-shaped agate. So that was a specific heart-shaped agate. And, the looking for the heart-shaped rock is tricky, but then heart-shaped agate is even more tricky. But she was determined if he's with me, he's going to show me with the heart-shaped agate. And guess what? She found the heart-shaped agate, and it was like huge, like like fist-size agate and a heart shape. And she's like, "Look, this is what my son showed me." And then she said, "I want to make it into the necklace, but this is too huge that it's gonna be too heavy on my neck." Yeah, so I believe that if you ask for the sign, they will show with the sign. You just have to be open with it.
Yeah, so they are listening, right?
Absolutely.
Are connected.
That means that after we die, we can do the same, and that brings the peace to my own death.
Knowing that that's very peaceful and nothing to be afraid of, and then come to peace with your own death too.
Yeah. I mean, my own experience of it is that it is funny because over my lifetime, I've become more aware of spirits, right? And now actually I work with them every day. It's not like all day long. It's only for little short periods, right? And some of those experiences can be pretty impactful, but it's weird because people wonder if they're there, right? The thing is, they're always there, right? I don't see them in the room all day long, but I can connect to them just anytime, right? And so they have to be always there. They have. There's no other explanation for me.
There's no time and space for spirit.
They can teleport in a second.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not all hanging out all day long in the room with you, but they're never not there. Do you know what I mean? They're always able to be right there when you need them, right? So if you pray for help, if you
Mhm.
ask for help,
Mhm.
it's there. That help is there.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's not and to me it's not a matter of belief, it's a matter of experience over my life, right? So it's not something I choose to believe in. It's never been that way for me. I don't do things that way. I kind of keep things at a distance until I have some experience that I feel like I can rely on it, right? And then I have the trust in it, because it's just experience, like with anything, right? You know, do you have trust that you can, um, um, run when you're a little kid, right? You don't even know how to run yet, but you do it and you can do it, right? Maybe you fall down the next time, but then the next time you can do it. And then you try jumping, right? And then you can do it after when you practice. It's just like that, right? So, yeah.
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 So it's like it's a practice, I guess. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That connection. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's knowing that your loved ones are there. They don't. They don't. They don't go into nothingness afterward.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't take any comments or questions this time, but I guess it's time to wrap up here. Yeah, there's no comments, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, thank you very much. It was really, really fun and very, how can I say, very, to me, still inspiring, and lots to learn about death and how we can bring I don't know how bringing death into our life is not the right phrase, but how we learn to live our life, balancing death and life,
Yeah.
looking at both aspects.
Not pushing death away, but just treating it respectfully and appropriately lets us live our life in a much more meaningful way, right? It brings healing and like the sense of whenever I connect with the loved ones on the other side, it's very humbling. It's very calm. I feel calm, quiet, very humble, and very grateful, right? For them to come, for them being in my life, right? There's a lot that comes with it.
It's really, really, yeah, beautiful. Yeah, to connect. Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much, Mari-san, again for joining us. It was wonderful sharing your stories and experience, and it's just. Ooh. I think they're here. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
and see you soon, hopefully.
See you some other time. Yes, great.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for having me.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, for two Sundays talk about the death, which is one of my favorite topics.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah, and anybody want Reiki and Reiki sessions or instruction, like classes, we do that too. But Mari-san has beautiful room, and so yeah, contact her, and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.